Welcome back. Now, as of the recording of this video, it's important to note that OpenAI has stated that they will be adding watermarks to images created with DALL-E within ChatGPT. It will tell anyone, whether it's the platforms or individuals, that an image was created using ChatGPT. Now, OpenAI notes that metadata can be removed, so that just because the image doesn't have the metadata doesn't mean that it's not from ChatGPT, and that the goal is for broader adoption across the use of all AI platforms. So you want to be aware of the development of this issue as you begin using the images that you create on ChatGPT using DALL-E. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, if you have a ChatGPT account, one element that you have available to you will be the plugins section. And if you go to your drop-down menu and you click on the plugins menu, you'll notice then that there will be a drop-down menu that will say that no plugins have been installed to your account. What you'll then want to do is to go to the drop-down menu again. You'll then want to go all the way down to the plugin store, and what you'll see are elements that developers have created in order to connect and extend the functions of ChatGPT. And just as with GPTs, if you search the plugins for your keyword or for the function that you want, you'll be able to determine whether there is a plugin that will help you to do what you want to do. Once you find the plugin to do what you want it to do, you can install the plugin. You'll see here that 2 of these plugins have been installed to this account. So for the sake of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to first uninstall the plugin, and then we're going to reinstall the plugin so that you can see the process. And the plugin has now been reinstalled. It's a good idea if you first write to ChatGPT and specify how the plugin is used, and then to also get sample prompts as to how to best use the plugin. Once you get your sample prompts, you'll then modify them for your use. And what you'll see here is that ChatGPT has provided output according to our specifications using the plugin. So you can use ChatGPT to extend its capability with the use of plugins that you have selected to do what you want to do. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the elements that you'll find within ChatGPT plugins is text to audio. If you go to the plugin store and you search for audio, you will see plugins available that will help you to take text from ChatGPT to turn it into audio. Now, in some cases, when you attach a plugin, ChatGPT will require you to set up an account on the site of the developer. What we are going to do is we're going to install one of the plugins. Now, hitting the install button requires you to sign up with an email account. Now, if you do want to use a plugin with ChatGPT, you'll have to authorize the account. You will see that the plugin is then installed. We'll then ask ChatGPT to tell us how to use the plugin. We will then click Enter into the dialog box. So we are first going to ask ChatGPT to start an initial part of the process. And our next step is we are going to ask ChatGPT to convert our text to audio. We are going to specify that ChatGPT use the plugin. And so ChatGPT will then interact with the plugin according to the information that you have given it. Now, what you'll notice is that in this case, the plugin did not produce the output that we wanted. And in some cases, an interaction with ChatGPT is not robust enough to produce the desired output. Now, there is a standard website that will help you to produce text to audio. And we will look at that website in the next video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. We are now at ElevenLabs.io. And ElevenLabs is a text-to-audio platform. This is a paid application that you can use in order to turn your text into audio. ElevenLabs is considered to be, as of the recording of this video, one of the best and most accurate engines in the marketplace when you want to create an audio from your text. We can take the same article that did not work in ChatGPT and we can place it inside of ElevenLabs. Once you have your script inside of ElevenLabs, what you'll want to do is you'll want to choose a narrator. In this case, we will choose one of the voices and make the voice available. We can then choose individual voice settings. Now, the voice settings do take time to learn how to use, so it may be a good idea to start the process by using the default settings, and then to come back to make adjustments if the audio does not turn out the way you want it to be. Now, it is a good idea for you to listen to the audio when you create it. And so what ElevenLabs will do when you click this generate button is it will start the process of creating your audio, but it's going to do it and actually play the audio while it is generating. So we're going to click this generate button, and then we'll hear part of the audio as it is being generated.
Creating effective video tutorials involves a blend of clear communication, engaging presentation, and technical proficiency. Whether you're teaching software skills, crafting projects, or academic concepts, the goal is to transfer knowledge in an accessible and engaging way. Here's a comprehensive guide to help you create video tutorials that captivate and educate your audience. 1. Planning your tutorial. Define your audience. Understand who your audience is, their skill level, and what they hope to achieve by watching your tutorial. This will guide your language, content depth, and pace.
So we're going to stop the process here, and you have heard ElevenLabs interpreting the content that you have created. Once you have done that, what you can do is you can download the audio to your hard drive, or you can readjust the script so that it will read correctly. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You can take the same audio and script that you created and turn it into a video. And you can use an application like Pictory.ai. Now, there are other applications available like InVideo, available as of the recording of this video. So we will use Pictory as an example of what you are able to do with audio using artificial intelligence. We click on the Proceed button, we're going to paste in our script. We are then going to click Proceed. Pictory will then go through a storyboarding process. It will then go through matching up video content with the words that we have in our script. Pictory will then create the individual scenes for your video. You typically see watermarks in your practice video, however, your final video will not have watermarks. Now, this is not a full-blown tutorial on how to use Pictory. However, what you can do is you can click on each individual scene, and you can choose different visuals if you want to choose them for each of the visuals. Pictory then has an audio section, and you can choose to have background music, or you can take out the background music. Pictory does allow you to choose a voiceover. And Pictory, when you have a paid account, will give you access to voices from ElevenLabs in order to use with your videos. So you can choose an ElevenLabs voice just as you would if you picked up the audio from ElevenLabs. Once you click Apply, Pictory will then apply the new audio to the entire video. Once that process is complete, you can download the audio, transcript, and video to your hard drive. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, depending on when you see this video, you can go to your favorite search engine and you can search for the fact that Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, plans to label all AI-generated images across Facebook, Instagram, and any other platform it owns. And so you will want to be aware of this factor as you create video and images that you are going to be using on the social media platforms. So while video has not specifically been named as something that will be targeted, it's possible that videos you create may become labeled in the future. The main reason for this is to prevent the use of deepfakes and misinformation. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, in November of 2023, YouTube defined its policy on the use of AI technology in the creation of videos, set to be in place by February of 2024. You can find it on the YouTube blog under the article called Approach to Responsible AI Innovation. YouTube will be requiring that content be labeled for the use of AI in its creation. And YouTube intends to inform viewers that the content is altered or synthetic. And you can see a mock label that YouTube states will be available on its content that is considered to be AI generated. So you'll want to be aware of this when you consider whether and how you're going to use AI in your video creation process. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the ways that AI is being used is to summarize long, detailed, and complex documents. Now, the process is not perfect, and the artificial intelligence, depending on which chatbot you may use, may miss pertinent details. However, it is possible to get a comprehensive summary to give you an overview of what it is that you are reading. You are now looking at the upload into ChatGPT on an academic scientific research report on the subject of marketing. And once we upload that research report, what we can do is we can type into the chatbot that we'd like a detailed and comprehensive bullet point summary. Once we have that information in, we can then click enter. ChatGPT will then read the document, and then it will produce the content that you have asked it for about the specific document. You can iterate with the chatbot about this information, and if your custom instructions were set, this information will be created for you inside of a specific context. For example, if we were to turn on our custom instructions and we were to enable it for a new chat, we can go and open up a new chat. We can then re-upload the same research report. We can then ask for the same information within the context we have created in our custom instructions. So instead of a generic interpretation and output, we are going to have the output created for us for the context that we have created. We're going to click enter for this information. What you'll see is that ChatGPT has created the information you requested in the context you created with your custom instructions. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.